During the pandemic, we stumbled across some data that has shown us exactly how to get the most production of your VAs and remote workers. Let me explain what we found out. Previous to the pandemic, we had a client satisfaction rate of over 95%. However, we had a turnover rate of our workers that was around 3%. During the pandemic, we saw the turnover rate drop to less than 1%, but we also saw the client satisfaction rate drop to the low 70% range. Within these numbers, we have proved that the best way to work with VAs if you want to have the most productive team for the long term. Let me explain the details behind this data. Before the pandemic, our company was 100% office-based. We had in-house trainers and office managers that would work hand in hand with the new VAs to get their accounts dialed in. They would assist them with their task documentation and supervise the handoff of the tasks from the clients. Using this process, we were able to have our VAs be calibrated to be highly productive, and we would benchmark each of their tasks in a supervised setting. This prevented the VAs from sandbagging their tasks and having them take longer than they should, which resulted in more value for the clients. However, this setup resulted in a very high client satisfaction rate. However, it also produced a negative byproduct. The turnover rate of the VAs was higher than it should have been because of issues that surrounded working in an office. Even though we pay well and we made every effort to keep our office environment as happy as possible, there were some logistical issues that would increase the rate of burnout with the workers. Our exit interviews showed two main culprits for the whole turnover issue. Transportation from work created a great deal of additional hardship for many of the workers.
What is the main reason why you want to quit work?
During the ECQ, transportation became one of the challenges. The Philippine government is only allowing a 50% capacity in buses and jeepneys, so it has been really difficult and stressful, much more when it rains, wherein there is lesser rides but the same number of commuters. And because of this tough situation, I just decided to quit.
The second issue is that inevitably when the office gets to a large enough size, some members would end up having office drama with the other workers, which could result in some people looking for work elsewhere. This isn't uncommon in the Philippines. Although our incidences of this were much less than some of our other companies, it would still be an issue that would unfortunately come up from time to time. During the pandemic, things shifted. We had to close our physical locations due to government restrictions, and we were forced to give work from home a try. In the beginning, things seemed to be okay. The accounts that were set up and calibrated in the office didn't really seem to be very affected by the shift to work from home. They continued going about their business as usual, and there were really no issues. Then when we started trying to onboard new accounts with everybody at home, we started seeing some big variances from the statistics that we'd previously seen. Without the trainers and supervisors sitting with them during the onboardings were not as smooth. The tasks were harder to document, and the benchmarks of the specific tasks seemed to be much slower than they previously were. This resulted in a much lower client satisfaction rate. As the satisfaction rate went down, we noticed that the turnover rate also went down. The workers really liked working from home without having to deal with the transportation back and forth. And having everything compartmentalized seemed to virtually eliminate any of the kind of office drama, which also seemed to have a very positive effect on the turnover rate. So these statistics led us to actually be able to crack the code for VA productivity. And as the pandemic has subsided and things have gone back to business as usual, we've been able to start rolling out a new system with very promising results. We now have gone back to starting off all of our accounts in the offices. We have the trainers sit with them and we help them document their tasks, benchmark their production, and we keep them in the office until the clients feel that they know what they are doing and they're performing at a satisfactory rate. Once this has been achieved, we give them clearance to begin working from home, and their supervisors monitor their performance to ensure that the benchmarks they were at in the office remain constant once they go home. This alleviates the transportation issues, and because only a small percentage of the workers are in the office at any given time, the office drama is much easier to manage than it was with a larger group of people. If you're looking for a new virtual assistant and you'd like them to get started off right, we'd be happy to help you. Also, if you have any questions about our system, I would be happy to answer any of those questions that you have. You deserve to get the most value from your workers as possible and to be able to have a very reliable setup for the long term. I hope this video and the breakdown of our statistics and findings has helped you get the knowledge you need in order to unlock the maximum potential from your virtual assistant. Thanks for watching. If you like this information and you want more tips and tricks of how to get more production from your VAs, please subscribe to the Trouble Free Employees YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to turn on the notifications so you'll be among the first to know each time we upload new content. Thank you so much.